Like, I'm so grateful that you actually stuck around. I'm sorry because the other interview went like a little bit overtime, but yes. Are you wearing one of your cute little outfits from Girl
I
Crush?
am, yes, yes.
Please see it because your clothes are the best. So, Ainslee, oh, here we go.
Hmm.
Oh my God, that is gorgeous.
Dress. I need to move my chair so I can
You
back up a
totally
little bit.
have the body
Thank you.
for it. So, yes.
Oh, thank you.
As Angeline would say, ooh, Devine has an amazing company. It's called girlcrush.com or something. My Girl Crush. It is
Mygirlcrush.com. Yes.
mygirlcrush.com. Now, her clothes, for those of you listening, and the guys, you have to go to the website because her clothes are so gorgeous. It's like it's like looking at one of those catalogs from like the late 90s, mid 90s, when girls actually wore clothes that were super hot to go out in. And I feel like that's making a comeback. But her outfits are like a million times better than anything you will see out there, including those ladies who shop at Fashion Nova. Screw Fashion Nova. The stuff's like so cheap. Her stuff's a force to be reckoned with. Thank you for coming on board. I'm so happy to have you.
Absolutely.
I was so excited about this. Oh my
So
God.
happy to be here. Absolutely.
So, what got you started into fashion of all things? Did you go to school for this?
I wish I could say I did. No, I didn't. But straight out of high school, I started working for a major retailer and I absolutely loved it. It was like I kind of like rose through the ranks over about 10 or 12 years. Ended up before I left there, I ended up being a manager slash buyer. So I've always kind of like had like an eye, and I've always loved fashion. It's always kind of been a passion of mine, I guess you could say. And so never did I ever think in a million years that I would get to do what I'm doing right now. But so it's awesome to be able to like fulfill that dream and like actually get to be in the actual fashion industry. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you're actually living a dream that a lot of people would. There's so many women out there, and I will tell you this firsthand, that look down on girls who are involved in adult in some way, shape, or form. And these bitches, they're not even CEOs of their own life. So therefore, they're probably not CEOs of their own company, even though they wish they could be. But I'm seeing, it's just this thing I came up with this morning while I'm laying in bed. It's these things I do early in the morning when I get up. I go in these crazy rants and then I stop. I have coffee, then I get back on this crazy rant. And that's why it's a crazy train for some people. So you told me something very interesting. How long were you actually involved in adult for prior to to moving into all these awesome ventures, which we'll definitely get to?
Yeah. Yeah. So I started in the industry mid 2016 ish. I've been in it for almost 6 years. So yeah, it'll be 6 years in like October of this year. So yeah, it's been a ton of fun. I love the industry. I love the people that I've gotten to meet. I've had such a great time. I've made some longtime friends. I mean, there's some just absolutely amazing people in the industry.
That's amazing. Just everything. And you're not from LA, are you? You're from
I'm
Midwest.
not originally from the Pacific Northwest, but we live in Scottsdale now in Arizona. So enjoying it's a little cloudy today, but it's getting a little warm outside.
So did you do real estate at one point? Please tell me about this because you're super smart, obviously.
I did. I had my real estate license. I actually used it. I actually owned a property management company when I was living up in the Pacific Northwest. So I was one of a couple of partners. And so I did that for about 10 or 11 years. Very hard work. Like your phone never shuts off. Like you're just going nonstop kind of a thing. But it was a lot of fun and it was great to be a business owner at a fairly young age. I think I was early 30s. Yeah, it was early 30s when I started, when I actually bought in and actually owned a piece of the business. So that kind of got me that taste of what it's like to be your own boss. And it's kind of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, but no, I don't. I've never met a property manager that looks like you. So I'm sure you had like no problems whatsoever, like renting things, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Yeah, I definitely got a lot of attention. So, but you know, I always say when you have it, use it to your advantage, right?
You know what? When you got it, flaunt it. As
There you go.
is that who said it? The producers? I forgot. Anywho, yeah. So let's talk about this for a second. So I know I keep talking about the clothing company because I'm obsessed. Like I recently started watching the Angeline series on Peacock. I get to meet her on Wednesday. I'm like,
Oh, exciting.
I'll go, ooh, because she did the whatever quite a bit. I hope she doesn't think I'm mocking her, but your outfits totally represent. I believe when I first moved here in the 90s, LA had this really strong sense of style for the women and sexuality as well for women. Like they're very open and they dress in these really hot little outfits. Do you feel as though that's making a comeback and that's why you decided to create this company, or did you just always have this whole style you wanted to, put out there for everyone to embrace?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I would say probably a little bit of both. I definitely think it's making a comeback. I mean, I think that women in general are starting to like really just own their bodies and just I love to be comfy, but I love to be sexy while I'm comfy. And so a lot of my clothes, when I was thinking about what I wanted to design and what I was thinking about what I wanted to buy and represent me, is that. I mean, that's who I am every day. And it's like I absolutely love to be sexy, but still kind of be comfy. And so like, I mean, I love like soft fabrics, but I love things to hug. I mean, I have like lots of curves and I like to show them off. And I think empowering women to like just love their bodies and just show off every curve. I think that's really important because I think it's good for everybody's self-esteem. And I think is a great way to represent me and my girl crush. That's kind of like what our theme is. It's like super sexy, comfy, not too expensive, classy, but just fun.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be picking up a couple of outfits because I'm working with XPW Wrestling again. So I always used to purchase things. I forgot the company. I don't think they're even around anymore, but they have outfits like this that I'd always wear to the ring,
Yeah.
even in ECW wrestling. So he always had these hot little outfits, and then people stopped making them. So then I go on this other website the other day, and I'm looking at the stuff. I'm like, well, wait a second. I could see her nipple. I don't want that. It's just made really cheaply. Okay, no, never mind. So it's
Yeah.
super hard to find clothes that are reasonable. And in this day and age, people, I could go out on a Friday night in Southern California in certain parts and you see grown women with like their hair up in a bun, like all messy, wearing pajamas. Number one, that's not how you get a date. So, do you feel that the era of people just dressing up nicely or just normally to even go to a store, it's gone? Are you trying to bring that back possibly where we actually dress in normal clothes?
Yeah. I mean, I think people kind of, I don't want to say people kind of like got lax, but I think with everything that's happened over the last few years, everybody was just hanging out at home. But you know, it's like everybody like needs to like get excited. We're back, everything's back in action again, and we're out and we're doing things and we're out, attending events and doing fun things. And let's bring it back. I mean, it's time to be sexy again. It's time to go out and have fun and look cute and just have a good time. I mean, take advantage of it and just enjoy life again. So I'm definitely on the train to get that back in action again.
Yeah, and guys, this means like if you have a freaking pot belly, go to the goddamn gym. Like seriously, gym memberships are on sale right now. I mean, it's amazing. Like you're beautiful. I could just did you ever go on like a weird internet date and like the person showed up and they did not look like their photo?
I am lucky to say that I've never had that
Oh
happen.
God.
But yeah, that would be I'm all about like this is who I am. So what you get is what you get. I have always been that way. I want to be that, MILF next door or whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, this is me. I love the way I look. I'm 48 and I'm proud of it. And there's nothing else I can do about it except for just love me for who I am.
Yeah, it's really weird because the mother that lives next door to me, yeah. I always make it a point to smile at the husband. But yeah, they don't look like this. Speaking of which, so OnlyFans, what are your thoughts on OnlyFans? Because I feel like there's so many people that are tourists on there versus like a mainstay. Do you see yourself staying on there? And what made you decide to even get into OnlyFans? And that's got to be competitive. Like, I don't even have a page.
Yeah, it's super competitive. It wasn't, I mean, it wasn't, and then I wouldn't say it wasn't, but it was a different beast before the pandemic hit for sure. And when that hit, it definitely shifted quite a bit, and a ton more people were on it. I was actually contacted by them when they originally started the platform back in 2017. And it was one of the first probably 1,000 creators that actually joined the page. So I guess you could call me like an OG on OnlyFans. I don't know. But the name was just so catchy that I I, I couldn't not like, I didn't really know how I was going to utilize it at the time, but I couldn't not join it. So I really thought it was a good name. It was a catchy name. People aren't going to forget it. And so obviously I have a page. I've been very successful on it. I really enjoy it. It's a fun way to be able to interact with my fans. It's the only place that I interact with my fans, really. And so it gives them an opportunity to have, direct access to me. And so it's a lot of fun, and it has given me the ability to be able to move on to other ventures. And so I have no intention of stopping. I can continue doing that for a long time. It's actually a lot of fun. I really, really like it a lot.
So are you a brick and mortar or are you strictly online? Will you be doing
Strictly online. Yeah, strictly online at this point. Would I love a brick and mortar? Oh, I'd love one at some point, and hopefully that's in our plan in the future. Because we would love to have an actual store. We potentially have played around with a pop-up idea just to see how it goes. Um, we're just getting started. We, just launched less than a month ago. So we're really just kind of taking it day by day at this point, getting ready to start ordering stuff for fall here pretty soon. So that's exciting. That's super exciting. It's trying to predict what's going to be popular, and what everybody's going to want is always an interesting and kind of scary thing. But you kind of have to just take a leap of faith sometimes, and just hope that your fashion eye works. And so far, so good with what we've have planned for the rest of the summer. So it seems to be doing pretty well, and people are really liking it. So
I hope you bring in some of those like tight bell bottom jumpsuits. Those
yeah,
are
I don't have those are actually starting to make a comeback. So I'm actually looking at some stuff like that for fall and for winter. So stay tuned.
what
We'll see.
did you actually go to school for event like because clearly you did go to school aside from real estate school.
Yeah, honestly, I just did a couple years of college. I started, did kind of like accounting, and then kind of like business marketing stuff. And then I never actually graduated. So I don't have that behind me. I have more street smarts than anything, just because of working in retail at such a young age, getting into management fairly, or I mean, I was pretty young when I became a manager, and I just kind of rose through the ranks. And then obviously after that, jumping straight into another customer service oriented business with real estate, going to school for that and stuff like that. So it's just like, I just kind of, people pleasing is like in my it's like literally in my blood. And so being in customer service, great for the sex worker industry. It's great for an online clothing. It's like, I'm just like, I want to like make sure that what we provide is the best thing for the people and provide them the best service. So yeah, I would love to say I'm a college graduate. I'm not, but I think I got a lot of street smarts for 48. So
I think you have more than that because there are not many people that I know. So like, I'll share this with you. Not many people know this. So I have this during the pandemic, I got into medical briefly. So you asked me anything about IV infusions or any of those things in them, I could answer anything. You
Any
asked,
question.
right? It's seriously like people that have had cancer removed, like whether it's a thyroid nodule or even on your lung, go ahead and get glutathione with like 1,000 or like 800 milligrams of vitamin C like 4 times a month to like clean out the system, because glutathione is the master detoxifier. It's really been just this weird thing, because I noticed a lot of people who are involved in adult usually get involved with beauty things, fashion, or real estate of all things. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
girls I know did real estate. Only 2 of them were super successful. That was after adult. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the attraction is, but I understand the whole thing with people pleasing. But don't you ever get impatient or anything like that? Because I couldn't do OnlyFans. I'd be like, what do you, just don't talk to me. I don't have the patience you do. I really don't.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has bad days, and so I can tell when it's going to like when something's going to agitate me. And so for me, it's like, okay, I'm just gonna step back for a minute. I'm gonna like delete what I just wrote, and I'm gonna start over again, or literally just walk away from it for a few minutes and like go get some coffee or go play with my dog for a minute and then come back and answer. I mean, everybody has bad moments, and yes, there are a lot of very interesting requests and things like that, but you just, I mean, you just kind of have to do, it's just part of the job. And guys are excited and they're horny when they're on there, so you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. So
Yeah, anywho, I was one of the very first people that Hustler magazine experimented with for a webcam. Let me tell you how that went. Some things I'm still an asshole. I'm just more of a refined asshole these days.
hey,
But
there are a lot of guys that really like that.
no.
So
I zoomed off after, like, I clicked out of it after like 1 minute. Or no, sorry, 3 minutes or 4 minutes. I
yeah.
cursed off someone. I just clicked off. Then whoever was running the whole thing with me went to a strip club locally to have some steak. Yeah, I didn't get paid. I don't know why. Like, I shut up, but yeah, maybe I just should have stayed and like stuck through it. What even led you into the path of adult stuff? Because this is like a full 360.
It was a full 360. Yeah, I in the beginning of 2016, I kind of went on a weight loss kick and I lost about 20 pounds, and I just felt really good about myself. And we were in Las Vegas, and I'm like, I'm just gonna start like a fun Instagram page, like just a pseudo name. It's not my name. I just want to post fun pictures that aren't just regular everyday me pictures. And so we were at a pool, I took a couple pictures in my swimming suit. I tagged the make, the brand of the swimming suit. They picked it up, and I just like, I all of a sudden had a ton of followers, and it grew so fast. Like it wasn't like, I don't know what my expectation was, but it wasn't what happened. I guess it's the best way to say it. And I mean, it was definitely for the better. And I'm not like disappointed or sad that it happened. It wasn't what I was expecting. And within less than 2 months, I had like almost 40,000 people following me. And it was just like, people are like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And so I got in touch with somebody in the industry, reached out to me, and we got connected. And long story short, I had a solo website before OnlyFans. So I got into the industry that way, started webcamming, had a lot of fun with that. The solo website disappeared because OnlyFans was getting started and stuff like that. And so I made that merge to OnlyFans, and that's essentially the Reader's Digest version of how I got into it. But it's been a ton of fun from somebody who knew nothing about it when I got started. I love it. I have had such a good time doing it. It gives me freedom, flexibility, all those things. Like I can do my job from anywhere, and I love that.
It's like being a digital nomad to some degree. And
Yeah.
that's what it's all about. Like everyone just started working from home. And
Yep.
when did you come up with the whole idea to have a clothing company? Was it during the pandemic or like right after?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of started hemming and hawing, and I say we, and it's my husband is kind of a partner in everything. He's my partner in crime, and I couldn't do what I do without him.
Oh,
But we started to talk about what we wanted the next venture to be during the pandemic. You know, we're home a lot, we're chatting a lot. I mean, we're home a lot anyway, but we're really home a lot during that, and so kind of started brainstorming about what the next big thing would be. And we tossed around a couple ideas and kind of kept coming back to that one, that would be a good use of our time and energy and a good thing to do just because of my passion for it. And so we waited a little while, not too long, but a little while. And then probably about like a little over a year ago was when we really started like, okay, this is like, let's start looking into it. Let's kind of figure out, how we're going to do it, where we're going to get the clothes, what type of clothes we want. And so that's kind of, it was probably like it was probably June of last year we really started talking about it. And it's been a very long process. It seems like it's been way longer than that. It was a lot of work. And I mean, I knew it was going to be hard, but I think there's a few things that I didn't know were going to be quite as difficult as they ended up being. But you work through things and you figure it out, and you just take each step, each day one at a time, and you just keep on moving through it. So to be able to finally hit that live button on it was like, okay, all the hard work is done. Now we can just have fun and sit back and hopefully watch this baby grow.
no, it will grow. I'm 100% sure of that. And it's just, I just keep going back to the whole Angeline thing because I mean, you just get stuck in that whole era where girls were dressing up. And then
Yeah.
I see your stuff, and then I don't know what the actual Nielsen ratings were on that, but I'm sure that there are a lot of young girls that are going to see that and like look for those types of fashions again, which are
Yeah.
really hot fashions. How do you, is it hard to stay married and run a business? Because I hear so many nightmare stories, and I did work for a couple once before. Let me tell you, they weren't married, but the female partner in the business, like whenever they break up, the whole thing would just go to shit. Like things weren't being ordered, things weren't being done.
Yeah.
It's like, hello, you have a
Yeah.
business going. How do you do that?
Yeah, I mean, I mean, truly we are soulmates. Like I know that sounds like totally cliche, whatever, but like we've been married for almost 26 years. So we've been together for a really long time and have been through, I mean, so many different types of issues and ups and downs. And so there are days when it can be challenging, like when we're probably just like we need a day or two apart from each other. But I just walk away and I go do something, and then I come back and we figure it out and we move on. It's We really complement each other really well, and so we are a really good team from top to bottom. And although one of us may get there very fast and the other one takes a really long time to get there, we both still get there, and so we work really well together.
That's really good. And I think it's a very important thing, especially during the pandemic. The neighbors next to me were fighting. Then, like about a month later, I see furniture in the hallway. I'm like, oh, you guys are moving. No, I'm moving in. I'm sick and tired of his shit. I'm like, oh, okay, great. That's the first breakup or divorce during the pandemic that I saw.
Exactly.
So it's very important. So you see, guys, there is always a light at the end of the tunnel if you decide to go this route and become your own CEO of your own brand, so to speak, which is tough. It's a
It
really
is.
hard thing, you know? And what's the next thing that you see yourself doing? Maybe jewelry or something cool?
Yeah, I think accessories are definitely something that we would like to venture into. I think our next addition to the clothing line will probably be swimming suits, if I had to take a guess, or maybe lingerie. We'll probably go down that route next. I kind of wanted to just see how we did with clothing and kind of get our foot like stable before we take that next step. But I see swimwear or lingerie as step number two. And then and then we'll kind of venture out from there. But I mean, we have a huge plan for everything. I mean, there's so many things that we want to add to it. So it's just kind of like one step at a time, but definitely that's coming soon for sure.
Yeah. So any guys listening,
Mm.
women, whoever, it's mygirlcrush.com. I'm a size smaller and extra small. My LA address is 13428 Maxella Avenue, number 190, Marina Del Rey, California, 90292. And no, that's not my home address. It's just, I'm just
It's
telling
just
you.
where you can send some really cute outfits from mygirlcrush.com.
Exactly. You got to go to mygirlcrush.com and buy stuff for your wife. And, I actually have a friend that, dresses the other way. So, and I know you're listening to this, definitely go on there and buy stuff because there is something for everyone. And I feel in this whole culture of inclusivity, there are things for everyone on there. I hope to see
Definitely.
lingerie on there,
Absolutely.
like European style lingerie that are like zillions of dollars overseas. And why do people do that? Why do people charge so much for like lingerie at Asian provocateur or something?
Yeah.
What's the difference of the fabrics? I don't get it.
Yeah, I mean they're beautiful, don't get me wrong. I'm like I said, I'm for comfy and casual. So I'm like I much prefer, I mean I mean there is definitely a time and a place for sexy lingerie, but I love to hang out in just an easy simple dress or a cute bodysuit and a pair of shorts or something like that. That's way more my style. So
That's amazing. And I definitely look forward to seeing what else you're doing. I have vintage jewelry that I deal with on the side. I've collected these
mm,
things over the years. So it's just like a very fun artsy thing to do, like do the Etsy
yes.
pop-ups now and again,
Yep.
even though I've walked out in the middle of them. Maybe I have like a problem dealing with like sales in the public or something.
Well,
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I totally get it. And it's a very good page to turn, in your new chapter of life.
yep,
And what
definitely.
other are you going to do anything else as far as updating things on OnlyFans? Or are you going to be strictly doing this? Maybe you should be do you share your designs on OnlyFans? Do you share these things too? Like
Oh yeah, I
what's
mean
your
it's
response?
definitely, I mean the daily process, I mean that's kind of, I mean I definitely share some of that and not a ton, but I mean like when I'm, traveling to look at, new fabrics or new designs or stuff like that, I mean obviously they're along for the ride, and when I get new stuff in, I'll often do like try on stuff for them and things like that. So that's definitely a lot of fun, and they're getting to see some of the behind the scenes stuff, and so that's kind of cool. I mean anytime you can involve, the people that are supporting you and that want to be involved in your day-to-day life, I think that's a great opportunity for them. And so I mean they just kind of want to know what we do every day, and I mean I'm happy to oblige and offer that to them, so I love that.
That's amazing. And the other thing I did want to ask, and it's so many different things that just go whirling around my brain, especially after like espresso coffee. Who inspired you to do fashion? Like, what was the whole inspiration? Any specific actress or any model? Audrey Hepburn? I don't know.
Yeah, not really. I've just I remember being younger and always loving to see, the Vogue magazine and, McCall. I mean, I remember seeing all those magazines, walking through the grocery store, and I'd always buy them and I'd cut out pictures, and I just remember having fashion all over my wall all the time. And it was just, it sounds ridiculous. It was just kind of my happy place, I guess you could say. I don't know. I just kind of like always really loved fashion, and I don't know why I didn't like strive to do something in it in school. It just wasn't. I love to look at it and see it. I guess I never really thought I could ever do anything with it, but once you become a certain age and you realize that you've lived a lot, and it's time to start making some, really fun decisions in your life, and not just having that 8 to 5 job anymore, and you just kind of want to do something fun. It's cool that I'm able to do that. Like I'm proud of myself for being a successful businesswoman, and not I mean, and now in several different industries, and that's I mean, it's not something that a lot of people can say that they've tackled several different types of industries and have been successful. So I'm really hoping that I can be really successful in this industry. I think it'll be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to what the future brings for me.
You'll be super successful. I could tell you that already. That's easy to tell. And
Well, thank you.
well, the one mistake a lot of people do is they have like one business and it's not doing so great, but then they go ahead and open up another one and that's
Yeah.
not even doing good. Like, what is the formula? Is it just have one, grow it, and then do something else after because you see a good formula, or do you just quit?
Well, I don't like to quit anything. So, I mean, I really like to make sure that what I'm going to spend my time and energy on is going to be successful. So, I don't really know that there is any one formula, but you definitely, if it's something that you're passionate about and something that you can really get behind, I think it's harder to fail at that because you'll do anything and everything to make it successful. And so that's kind of where we are right now. I mean, we just got started, we're just getting the word out. It's starting to pick up pace, and we're, seeing more activity on the socials and seeing more people come and visit. And we're obviously starting to do more and more orders. And so I'm passionate about it. And I think that comes through when I talk about it. And so I don't really know that there's any one thing that like stands out. Like, this is like your key to success. You just have to love what you're doing. And so, I mean, that's why I think I have been successful in the adult industry. And that's why I think that it will transfer over to this, is because I love this. I love the products. I love working with the clothing. I love working with other models. I mean, it's everything all rolled up into one for me, about everything that I'm just super passionate about.
That's great. No, I'm happy. I was passionate about something like a few years ago that I was told it was a bad idea because they'd probably go to jail for it. I had this dream of opening up. Okay, so in Europe they have these real life they're like real life sex dolls. Like they look like real people. And
Yes.
I wanted to open up a brothel like that. And I know. It just sounds so
Well, the whole, that's it's actually it's interesting that there's that, and then there's the whole meta universe now, and the
yeah.
whole VR. I mean, it's really definitely it's a definite shift in the industry. With So it'll be interesting to see how things progress over the next few years, because there's definitely some changes coming, I think.
Yeah, my lawyer told me it's probably not a good idea. So I'll just stick to like acting and to jewelry and normal things like that in a
Hey,
podcast.
at some point, it could shift. I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, like Westworld or whatever, that
Oh
show. I
my
mean, it's like,
God. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's completely unachievable, because it could definitely happen in the future.
So like, yeah, as we go down in smoke, I'll be like, well, there's this woman. So Ainslee Devine told me it's totally fine that it could happen, that there's a meta universe. So it's
Yeah, blame it on me. I'll take it all.
yeah. If I do it, it'll happen in France. So I don't think I'll get away with it in the States at any time soon. But thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks
I
for
can't
having me.
wait to see what else you have out there. And remember, everyone, guys and gals, everyone alike, it's mygirlcrush.com.
Yes.
Buy something. Buy something for yourself, treat yourself, buy something for your girlfriend. Heck, for those of you that have anxiety meeting people in person, buy something for your Bumble date. Maybe they'll wear it.
There you go.
Like I hope, right? It's
Make them look super sexy. Absolutely.
yes, before you go on a date, this is the way to dress up on a Friday night, ladies. So,
Exactly.
especially those of you in the Santa Monica community, no more floppy hair and sweats and your dog in a bag on a Friday or Saturday night, or else you will remain single forever and ever and ever. Do you have any messages at all, or any last departing messages for people?
Yeah, just check it out. I mean, like I said, I feel strongly about it. I'm hoping to get the word out. I want people to love the clothing. So if there's something that you don't see on there that you want to see, you can message us on the site. So, I mean, definitely contact us and let us know. We will take all suggestions and recommendations into consideration for sure. Yeah, we're just super excited about it and just want to get it out there to everybody. So I appreciate the opportunity to talk about it and share it with all of your peeps, and hopefully they get the word out.
Yeah, and whatever outfit you see me wearing to the ring. Oh, really quick, what's your turnaround time in the States?
It's pretty quick, to be honest with you. It's $50 if you spend $50. Shipping is free, and so we are getting stuff out. It's we have that warehouse here at our house right now, and so it's pretty quick. So stuff is sent within 24 hours of when you order it, so it's you're getting it pretty quickly.
Yeah, so whatever outfit you see me wearing at the next XPW show, it is from mygirlcrush.com.
Definitely.
Yeah, some man wanted to buy my pants that I wore to the ring. I'm like, I don't think they're going to fit you. So I'm not selling you my worn pants. Not that that's what he wanted to do with it, but
Exactly.
you know these things by now. So yeah, check out mygirlcrush.com. Everyone stay out there, support small businesses because that's what it's about. And that's what this country needs, a lot of support for small businesses far and wide, but especially a true female CEO. Thank you so much, guys, for listening, and I'll see you next week. Woo! Now I'll stop this.